Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm just here to offer some advice and some tips for all the pre-dental students that are applying to dental school this year. The cycle opens this year on June 2nd, I believe. So that's in a couple of days, and hopefully, I can help you guys out and ease all your fears and your worries, or at least some of them, so that you won't be as nervous for the cycle. All right, so most schools in the US use ATSAS, which stands for Associated American Dental Schools Application Service. So this is a centralized system that gathers all your information for your application and then sends it out to all the schools that you request them to. So it makes things a lot easier because you just have to focus on that. And then once you're done, it sends it out to all the schools. Now, like I said, not all schools use this, so just make sure that you know that if you're using ATSAS, the schools that you want to apply to actually take ATSAS, because some may not. So, yeah. So the first piece of advice, and one of the most important pieces of advice I got, is to apply early. So you've definitely heard this probably over and over and over and over again. But it's very important for you to apply early because the application cycle is a rolling cycle, which means that the moment the schools start to receive applications, they start to process the applications and then they start to interview the candidates that they would like to see. And then, of course, they start to accept people. So, well, they start to fill seats. You won't hear back about acceptances till later on, but they start to fill seats. So the earlier you can get your application in, the better, because it just increases your chances if you feel like you're not a strong candidate. And it just makes things a lot easier for you because you won't have to worry too much about being late in the cycle. So definitely, please, please, please apply early. Okay, so my second piece of advice is do not rush through your application. So now I know that you want to apply early, but you really only have one shot during this application cycle. Once you press submit, the application is gone, and so you just want to make sure you don't rush through the application. It's kind of long, there are a lot of questions that they're asking you, a lot of grades that you have to enter, just a lot of things that you have to do, and you don't want to rush through it and make silly mistakes, typos and errors here and there. So just make sure you go through it thoroughly because it's a representation of who you are, and if you rush through it and have a lot of errors in the the admissions committees are probably gonna notice those things, and then they may not like it, and you just don't want to have those things affecting the quality of your application. So definitely take your time to go through it multiple times just to make sure that everything that you've put in the application is actually what you want them to see. So the third piece of advice would be to print out a copy of your transcript, your official transcript, which is going to be so useful and so helpful when you're entering the grades in the grades section of the application. So there's a part of the application where you have to enter in every single class that you've taken in college or in community college or whatever, post-grad, I believe, as well, school, that post-bac that you've ever taken, and you have to enter in every single class with the grades that you got for this class. Now this is probably the most time-consuming part of the entire application. And so it makes it easier when you have your transcript and you can see the classes that you took and you just enter everything in. I think you also have to enter the code of the class, and it just makes things a lot easier when you have a physical copy and you can tick things off and double check and triple check. Yeah, so I would recommend having a physical copy of your transcript just to help you breeze through that section. So the next thing is just to be very careful when you're entering in the grades on your transcript into the application, right? So this is the longest part of your application, and you want to make sure that you're entering in the grades that you actually got, right? So you don't want to say that you got a C or B when you actually got an A, or say that you got an A when you actually got a B, because they will notice, and that may slow down the processing of your application. And you don't want to have anything really slow you down because it's a rolling application cycle, like I said. So the faster you can get things done, the better, and which means having the least amount of errors, if possible 0, in your application, and that will be really, really helpful. Okay, so one of the first things you also want to do as soon as the application cycle opens is to print out your transcript matching form. So this is a form that you will give to your registrar's office or your I don't know, whichever office will be sending the transcript to the school, to AdSAS, print it out immediately and give it to them, because the sooner you give it to them, the better. You know, they may already have your transcript ready and all they need to do is attach the form and send it out. But if you forget, then you're holding them back essentially, and that's the last thing you want to do. So print out the transcript matching form, give it to your registrar's office, and just remind them to attach that to your transcript before they send it out, and everything should be okay, hopefully. Okay, so also have a copy of your resume for your application, because it also helps speed up a lot of things, right? So there are going to be sections that you'll be entering in: awards, scholarships, honors, if you have them, jobs, if you've held any jobs, research. And if you have your resume printed out, it makes things a lot easier. You're going to have to enter in the months within which you worked, I believe how many hours you may have shadowed, what else? The months which you worked, the supervisors, if you had any, of course, the type of job, what position you held, and all those things. And it's easier if you already have a transcript. I mean, not a transcript, a resume. I think for the awards, scholarships, honors section, I think you could only enter in a maximum of 5. So I applied in 2013, which was 2 cycles ago. I don't know if anything has changed since then, but at the time that I applied, I think that you could only enter in a maximum of 5 awards, scholarships, honors. So between the 3 of those things, you could only enter 5 things. So I guess decide which 5 you're going to put on your application, the best 5. And yeah, so just keep that in mind, because I don't think I knew that before I applied. And then I had to decide which of my awards and scholarships and stuff to put on there. Okay, so the personal statement is also another very important part of your application. Hopefully by now you're almost done or done with the personal statement. You already have it in a Word document somewhere. And when the cycle opens, you just copy and paste it into the box that they have. Now, sometimes what happens is when you copy and paste it, the formatting may change in the actual, the box that they provide. So just make sure you go through and check that your paragraphs are still the way you want them to be. It doesn't cut off anywhere. Of course, you have a limit of 4,500 characters. Is it characters? Yes, characters including spaces. So just make sure that that's what you have before you copy and paste it in there. Otherwise, it's not gonna, I don't think it's even gonna allow you to, paste more. But that's something that you should keep in mind, that the formatting for your essay may change when you put it into the box. So just double check so that you have everything just like you want it to be. And then of course for your essay, double, triple check, because that's one of the biggest parts of your application from which they really get to know you, and you really don't want to have errors or just formatting stuff wrong with it. You just want to have it in tip-top shape, great shape, your personal statement. I'm trying to think about what else. I think that may be it. So if you guys have any questions, if you're applying this cycle and you need help, let me know. I'm available to help you. I am done with first year, so I'm really excited about that. But I have some plans this summer, which includes studying for boards. But I'm still available to help you out. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me, or I guess comment below so that other people can see the answers to those questions that you have. And hopefully everything should be okay. So good luck to all of you guys applying this year. I hope that everything works out fine and you guys start to get interviews and, hopefully acceptances when December rolls around. But yeah, everything should be okay, I hope. All right, guys, bye.